Boys, we're live. How is everyone doing?
Hell yeah, we are. How you doing,
Say
Lion?
boys and girls. I'm doing very well. I was gonna say boys and girls. I did this on my stream the other day, and I said I was looking at statistics for how many the boy to girl ratio watches Age of Empires 3, and it came up for me point was it 0.3% that are women that watch this. So I think it's fair to say when I say boys, it's pretty basically all of us.
Careful, Lion. It's
So
2023. You don't mess with
that's
gender
true.
and things like that
That's
anymore.
true. I don't want to go off a tangent too much, but how you doing, everyone?
Yeah, I hope
Got
everybody's doing well. We had a pretty good bronze match series between April and Kevin. It was not looking good for Kevin for a while, not gonna lie, but he came up with like some pretty interesting strats overall, and especially like the Malta versus British one.
yeah.
And
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping for Kevin comeback, but it just wasn't meant to be. Kevin is my boy. Always rooting for him, but yeah, just fortunately couldn't bring it back. Funny last game though. What a way to end with JulianK. Doesn't get better than that. Only on ESOC. Only on ESOC.
yeah, it's been a while. I didn't see a double Rex Gen cheese kind of stuff, like not dropping it in front of the TC, but just trying to be sneaky with it.
While you scout, you always got to scout. You can never underestimate the double Janrax.
Right,
It's
but
always there.
it's
Always
kind of
there.
hard to scout as Germany, right? Because you're building a trading post in transition, and then you go scout middle, you see nothing. You scout auto town center, and you see 700 coin, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, I didn't see any military building. April was also hiding his houses with his forward base, so you're thinking like, right, he's just going straight FF, right? And nope, there comes the 30 Jans, and you realize when you see the 3 Hussar shipment, and you're like, oh, yeah, I don't have any military
You're
building, I
fucked.
have nothing, I'm dead.
Yeah, at that point, and you can argue that's the genius of April. He knows how to take full advantage of the lack of scouting that Germany capability has. So, well played to April.
That is correct. But, no doubt, we are done with bronze match. It's time for what everybody's been waiting for, the grand finals between the two biggest boys in this competition, Ungurs and JulianK. Do you have any favorites?
Ungurs versus Julian. Do I have any favorites? I like both these guys. Both these guys are a laugh. They're obviously both basically two of the best players in the game right now. I think we're in for an absolute banger of a series. I can see the elo and the position there on the ladder. It says Ungurs is rank 3, Julian's rank 4. It doesn't get much closer than that.
Yeah,
But
right.
this is a tournament. And tournaments are very different to playing on the ladder. I mean, I've played my fair share of tournaments. I'm sure you have as well, Gigs. And we both know it's a very different situation than playing on the ladder. And I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you who has the advantage. Part of me thinks maybe Julian might slightly edge this out. I could be very very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, these two never fail to disappoint, honestly, and anything could happen. As you said, like, you can't get any closer than that. They basically have the same elo. They played each other a bunch in tournaments in the past. Julian won some, Ungers won some as well. So yeah, we'll have to see today. And as you said, it's a tournament game, so anything can happen. One of them can have a splendid day, and the other could have a bad one, or everything's possible.
Indeed, indeed. Right, I think we're probably just about ready. Should we go into the first game?
Yeah, we should. The first game is going to be played on Great Plains, so we'll play the map intro video and see you guys in game in a minute.
The Great Plains is a broad extensive flatland that stretches through much of western North America. It is home to large herds of bison and a trade route with 3 trading post sites. Players will want to control the center of the map for its abundant food, but be aware that wood and coin are more prevalent along the map's edges.
And here we go for game number 1 in the grand finals, best of 7 between Ungers and JulianK, and we have an awesome mirror, obviously.
Hauser Mirror. And can we just talk about that map intro vid? Who was talking on that? Because they have the smoothest, sexiest voice I think I've ever heard.
Oh god, I don't want to answer wrong on that question. I think that's MFD.
Oh yeah, probably then.
I might be
makes sense.
wrong, so
That was smooth.
I'm
That
sorry
guy...
if I'm not giving proper credit to the one.
Oh, Kerry's saying it's Aaron from Sunbros. Man, that guy drinks some smooth whiskey.
Yeah, I need to buy his brand for sure.
We're in the finals. Let's go. Ungurs versus Julian. Hauser Mirror. These guys, I like how Kevin and April, they were in the bronze match. Okay, so they want to win that third place, but they can't. They came up with a gentleman's agreement, and Kevin asked the question: should we just ban the two lamest civs in the game right now, which is Hauser and USA? And April said, yeah, why not? These guys, oh no, there's no gentleman's agreement between these two. They want to lame the hardest possible. They want the prize money. They want the pride of saying that they're the best player in the game right now. So yeah, Hauser Mirror it is.
Yeah, and rightfully so. And we see already small
this I like a lot. This I like a lot.
Taking up that 50 wood treasure that JulianK started. Not the biggest thing possible, but it is something for sure.
It definitely feels like when you're playing a mirror match that treasure guardians and just treasures in general kind of feel if your opponent steals a treasure and you're in a mirror match, it feels worse than if it wasn't a mirror match. I don't know if that's kind of some psychology or it's because you're playing the same civ, so neither opponent has a disadvantage or an advantage. So any advantage that you do get, which is obviously treasures, it definitely feels like it's way more of an advantage than if it wasn't a mirror match. So yeah, but just little note, interesting thing to note there.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what both of these guys decide to go for. Obviously, we've got Song High build tends to be what people agree is probably the lamest or the kind of the best probably strategy that they have right now. But we've seen plenty of Hauser players do lots of different builds. We've got the Berber builds. I've seen a native fast industrial builds recently and things like that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to have some diversity in the build orders here. But I imagine we'll probably see both these guys go for Song High.
Yeah, it's like as you said, the most standard opening, and you're tempted to go like greedy to get an edge in a mirror, but on this specific map, I'm gonna draw your attention on what's happening in the middle, and we see with that spawn 2 huge XP treasure that could definitely give the advantage to one of them. So yeah, going aggressive could be the better play here.
I was just about to say, I think that's got to be in their psyche, and that's always the thing with Great Plains is there's a chance that you're going to get at least 1 big XP treasure, I think it's fair to say, on Great Plains. But when it spawns 2, I think, yeah, I mean, going aggressive, trying to edge out those huge XP treasures is going to be absolutely massive. It's worth, what, 2 or 3? At least 2 shipments, realistically. So, yeah, that could be a big game changer to whoever gets the XP treasures. So.
Right, yeah. Could squeeze an economy shipment or ship military when you need it. And we already see a deviation in the build order. We will see Ungurs aging with the Songhai, while JulianK is actually going for the Berbers option.
Oh, I like it. So, like I said, well, like you said, Giggs, that often you get when you're in a mirror match, generally going for greed is better. And I guess that's what Julian's thought process is behind this. He obviously feels confident enough to be able to hold off that huge raider mass that the Songhai provides Hauser at the beginning of this game. And if he does, and he manages to get all of those Berbers out, all the Berber villagers, then he'll be looking pretty good. I think also he might be able to, with the Berber agents, you can build the Berber camels. And if that's true, then that would actually be a really strong counter to the raider mass.
Definitely. He's going for the Palace of Armenia first as well.
Interesting. Yeah, that's going to give him some defensive capability. It's going to allow his university to get the max amount of influence, other than TP, which I think is just out of range of. But it's also going to give him about 300 influence, and that's obviously going to allow him to get that trickle of Berber camels or Berber vills. And he is going opening with Berber camels. Yeah. That's big brain.
That's big brain.
Julian there.
And also these palace placements, pretty sure he's going to drop it right in front of his Navy Div Embassy, University, and War Camp as well. would be such a good place to drop it, securing resources and just in front of your military buildings. And yeah, I mean, Berber Camels is gonna be the perfect counter to Raider start, which is what we see from Ungurs as well.
Yeah, so almost mirrored apart from the different age ups. And the 4 Berber Camels coming out. I believe Julian was also making some Raiders himself. So mixing in Raiders with those Berbers, at this moment in time, there's literally nothing Ungurs can do. He's trying to make Javelin Riders, but you're going to need, I'd say, at least 10 Javelin Riders to kind of contest this mass here. And he's already going for that XP treasure on the right side of the map.
Berber Camels
this is a great start.
Are going to kill Raiders in no time. So yeah, as you said, he needs at least 10 Javelin Riders to deal with them. But maybe 5 would be enough to actually, you know, make Julian think twice about taking an engagement that early.
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be certainly enough to deter him as well. And oh wow, and now we see Ungurs feeling confident enough to go for this XP treasure. And I don't think Julian's going to be unhappy if he gets that. They both got a decent XP treasure there, so that's kind of 50-50. Although one that Ungurs is picking up is slightly about another 80 XP more, maybe something like that. He does kill the hero there as well, so I think that's pretty much a fair trade on either side. I think either side's going to be, you know, I think they're going to be quite happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Ungurs is going to get slightly more XP from it, but he got it a bit later as well. So yeah, I guess this is pretty dead even at this point. And has to be careful because the Berber Camels, if they connect it with the Javelin Rider, they're going to kill them really fast as well.
Yeah, wow, I think it's just Ungurs just has a superior mass here, but
yeah,
the Berber Camels are fighting
as well.
Wow, Fulani Riders coming in there as well, and yeah, wow, this is song high for you. You know, it's just the amount of mass, and even though Julian went for the right counters, it just wasn't enough there.
Yeah, and okay, let's see what Ungurs does here. He will not push forwards after that cleanup, which I think is the right decision here. You know, it's a mirror, you want to play safe, you just got quite an edge by cleaning up your opponent's army. And yeah, you don't want to overcome it behind it for sure.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting to see. Ungurs is about 1k score in front right now, and I think it's going to turn into a bit of a classic Hauser game where they're just going to want to try and go into that skirm goon type composition with a few raiders added in there as well. And it looks like Ungurs is taking his moment and
he wants to go in.
Diving in. There's just not enough stuff though from Julian, I don't think. And
yeah, more
so Javelin Riders go down. Wow, 4 more coming in. Is he going to be able to hold though? What? Does have a 4 TC fire. There's a lot of raiders there.
He's not going to hold, but he managed to deal with most of Ungurs' mass, but what does he have on the way? Does he have anything? No, he's got influence on the way and double walk camp raiders being trained right there, but it's not going to be enough. And also this villager path.
I'm running out of baguettes. I need more baguettes. Fuck me.
Does lose a couple of vills there. Oh, but a nice raider pop there.
Maybe I'm gonna go out later to buy more.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
I called it coffee beans. But those coffee beans are going to be able to buy him some more Berber Camels. Or he's probably going to decide to go for some Berber Nomads here. So he's going to be, oh, okay, he's going for the Camels. So yeah, understands he needs some more mass. Camel Riders are still great here, even with Javelin Riders and Fulani Archers out on the field. So Berber Riders are great here. And then he's going to be double raxing Fulani Archers. Again, this is anybody's game. Ungurs might be up, what, 2k score slightly? But I think this is anyone's game still.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's still a game. Ungurs is definitely ahead. And I think if he can get another cleanup, just like he did a minute ago, then he should be confident into taking this game 1 in his pockets. But has to be really careful because, yeah, these Berber Camels could do a lot of damage to the Raiders.
Oh, he's shipping in some as well. 6 Berber allies. Wow, that could be great, actually. If he slams them in at the perfect moment, I think what he's got to do, Julian, what he needs to do here, he's debating Ungurs. Ungurs either needs to dive in against a 4 or a TC, and Julian wants to try and bait him in, get that big pop, and try and get those Berber camels to snare and do what they need to do. They're basically, the best way of looking at him is a melee goon. that has still an okay hand attack.
And honestly, this could work with Julian because Ungurs is going super heavy on Fulani outfit right now, and he doesn't have that much cavalry, anti-cavalry anymore. 6 Javelin Riders is not going to be enough to hold 4+6 Berber Camels incoming with that shipment.
Right, and just like I said, he needs to bait him in. It looks like Julian's... Well, Ungurs is baiting himself in here, and are we going to see the pop come from the fort? I think we are. Now it's go time. Perfect timing. And there they go. Oh, this is going to be a fight. Fulani Archers actually do okay.
And the reinforcements as well.
But the Raiders, that complements this comp perfectly. Big brain by Julian here, and is this going to be enough? Oh, there's cav everywhere.
It's definitely going to need to be enough. Does Ungurs have anything on the way? He's got reinforcing Javelin Riders, but only 7 of them. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. 6 of them.
Not like this. Not like this. Ungurs, if he comes away... Oh, is he going to lose everything? It's close. There's still a decent amount of Fulani.
He's going to hold, yeah.
Just about.
Just about. Yeah, can't get any closer than that. That's all. Look at that. Again, more reinforcements from Julian. And there's no anti-cav left on the field for Ungurs. He's got more in queue, but it's going to take a while, so he's got to run. And I like that he's meeting his Javelin Rider to try to break the snare and maybe save a few Fulani Archer in the back of that.
Yeah, Javelin Riders are going to come out to try and save the day, but he's going to keep 7 Fulani Archers alive. Some of them barely have any HP left, so pretty good fight for Julian. I'd still say Ungurs is in the lead here, but again, like you said, it's anybody's game. And I think that was a pretty good trade for Julian, to be honest. But he did use a lot of influence in that mass. So Ungurs obviously using his mass for big buttons and other things. Where Julian really wants to, what he really wants to do is use his coffee beans for those Berber nomads. That's what Julian wants to do. He needs to find a way to try and get an eco lead here. And he's kind of struggling because he's been forced to use all of his coffee beans on those Berber on the camels, on the camel riders. So yeah, I think Ungurs still has the lead, but again, it's anybody's game right now.
Yeah, it's actually really, really close still. Excellent effort from Julian with this Berber camel shipment. But yeah, Ungurs slightly ahead. Both have the exact same economy right now. And but the composition is slightly better for Ungurs, I feel like, because he's got these Javelin Riders, but there's so many cavalry on the field for JulianK, so it's going to be go time once again for him.
Yeah, and I love how aggressive Ungurs is. He just keeps looking around, but I feel like that might be a mistake of his. And now he's getting caught with the pathing between the tree. So Julian's picked a really good battlefield there to fight for him. More raiders coming in for Ungurs, though, and that could be the difference.
Yeah, I think Ungurs is going to take that. The reinforcing raiders are just enough, and all the Fulani Archers are dead for JulianK. And now there's nothing left on the field for Julian. He's got reinforcing batches of raiders, but there's only 3 of them.
I think especially in a mirror match like this, tempo is so important, and look at that tempo that was left over from that fight by Ungurs. He just has that snowball. It's just bigger than Julian's. He has to build everything up from scratch again. More snowball tempo coming in. Javelin Riders, and that's the perfect to come in as more raiders come in, but he's going to be able to clean that up. And yeah, looking really good for Ungurs right now. He's going to, there's the GG.
And there he is.
Wow, what a crazy game. What a crazy first game.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the aggression from Ungurs, just constantly looking ways into the base of Julian there, constantly trying to find villagers, constantly pushing in. Julian tried to play more defensively with the Berbers, which I really like on paper. It actually felt like Julian had the really good counter there. But
right.
Yeah, Songhai just having more mass, really, I think, and that just working out in the end.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of having more mass, just like you said, and also, you know, getting these Javelin Riders in the early game that had a huge impact on this cavalry battle that we saw between Raiders on one side for Ungurs and Berber Camels for JulianK.
Yeah.
I'm running out of baguettes. I need more baguettes. Fuck me.
Ungurs score.
Maybe I'm gonna go out later to buy more.
In Hauser Mirror as well. I don't actually think I've seen much Hauser play by Ungurs, actually. I've definitely seen a fair share of Julian playing that civilization, but haven't seen much of Ungurs. So actually quite surprised that he took that there. But
yeah.
GG, well played to both nonetheless.
You can see quickly that on the graph. That was Ungurs timing at 10 minutes, 40 units on the field, and the Berber Camels, I think that was that fight, right? That went actually really well for JulianK, all things considered, but he needed that cleanup at that point and he couldn't get it, and Ungurs was able to snowball that.
Yeah, and just look at that remass from Hauser, and that's why Hauser considered one of the best civs at the moment. It's just he loses so much mass, and then they can just both and it's that Songhai big button ability. Raiders are pretty cheap as well and very effective, cost-effective unit. And yeah, it's just an insane build order, the Songhai build from Ungurs, and look at that remass, and a lot of that mass is cavalry. You know, it's one pop cavalry.
Yeah,
Fulani archers obviously being one of the best skirm type crossbows in the game. They've got such a great fire animation and kiting ability, speed as well. So just great play by both. And I'm quite glad that we got both of these civs out of the way in a mirror match, though. Like, I'm glad we didn't see a Hauser versus Germany, for example, or a Hauser versus, you know, a Dutch, for example. So I'm glad we got it out of the way. Cracking start, and we got both the Hauser civs out of the way. Great game one.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, so 1-0 for Ungurs, and we're gonna go into game number 2 in a minute, as long as players are ready.
They are, and they said they are starting a few minutes ago, and we are gonna have Julian playing Otto versus China. Ungurs playing China versus Julian Otto.
Oh.
Classic.
Okay, on map number 2, who would be Scandinavia. So yeah, a lot of options for the Ottoman player there. And,
yeah, I do like this map. I do really like this map. Otto definitely have lots of great options on this map. They've got lots of cheese options as well. They've got some very cheesy options here. But I don't think we're going to see much cheese from Julian, and that definitely comes from myself and my experience being the cheesy layman that I am.
I know you are. Okay, so we're gonna go into the game in a minute, as soon as players are ready.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at chat, see what the boys are saying. How you doing, everyone? We are in the finals. Hope you enjoyed the last game. This game is going to be an absolute banger as well. Ungurs already. You just know this game is not going to be one-sided, or it's going to be a whitewash either side. You just know there's going to be games taken left, right, and center from both these players. So
for
yeah,
sure,
I'm looking really forward to this.
Let's quickly have a look on the map intro video for Scandinavia, and we'll be right back in a second. Looks like we have a tech issue with the with the map intro video. Unfortunate about that, but okay. Well, we're gonna skip it for that time and move right into the game.
So I will give the people what they want. They want to get straight into the game anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, here we are. Game number 2 between Ungurs and JulianK, grand final of the ESOC Summer Championship 2023. Scores currently 1-0 for Ungurs, who had to pick first on Scandinavia and went for the Chinese civilization. So JulianK had the counter and went for the Ottoman. So I have to see what both these players do.
I mean, Giggs, you're a better player than I am, so you'll have a better understanding of this matchup.
Am I?
Would you consider Ottoman a counter to China?
No.
That's what I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
I think it's like close matchup. But the fact that like Otto was buffed and then nerfed again recently, I'm not too sure what to think about it. Like this Delhi semi was really strong, I felt like, against China overall. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter here because Ungurs is just straight up starting with a dock.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why Julian went for Otto on this map. It's a great map, and it's one thing to note as well. Are the natives Vaza on this map? We have a quick check to see if the natives are Vaza.
We have
House of Wittelsbach. Okay. it will only be Whittlesback then.
Oh yeah, there's only one net on this map. Yeah.
Sometimes it does spawn a Vaza, so it's either one or the other. And maybe that was something that Julian had in his head, because getting that Hanseatic League, getting those 4 torps down it's so easy for Otto to transition into that and to have that button synergize with Otto, whilst it's harder with other civs. So that's why Otto, I think, are really good on these European native type maps. Obviously, it's got water as well. It's got TP lines. And so Otto have lots of options. And he decided to go for a water opening, which is interesting. Well, I imagine we'll see him progress onto the other side of the river as well. And that's another reason why this map is so good for water as well. Because if you're defending the water on this map, like China aren't known for being a good water civ, but they obviously have lots of options to defend the water. But you can only ship one ship on either side of the water. So if you have control of both sides, that it's classic why it's a good water map. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Ungurs, how quickly it takes him to notice that how long it takes Ungurs to notice that Julian is on the water, and what his countermeasures are going to be.
Yeah, well, he's got some option in his deck, as you just mentioned. Got 2 JulianK and the Fuquan in each 3 as well, which is a very powerful frigate for only 200 coin. So he does have options, and usually when you see Ottoman not dropping a trading post in each 1, then you have a pretty good idea that they are most likely going for a dock. But yeah, you still need to scout it to confirm it. But just looking at the fish, sometimes you can.
Yeah, and on this map, it's quite easy to scout that, even if you don't see the dock. Yeah, I mean, you want to be careful as well. I played both of these civs. I've played this matchup plenty of times, and like you said, I think it's quite close. I do think it's quite close, and you do have to be careful as Otto though, because if you do too much silly stuff and you're trying to go too out there, China are just going to do their fast fortress and they're just going to death ball you, and they can very easily death ball Ottoman, especially if they try and get Jan Abbas type stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what Julian decides to make here. I think he's going to have to mix in Cav. I think you need Spy Heat in this matchup. You need your 2 Falconet shipments. Mamelukes are good as well. So I'm interested to see what Julian's going to decide to make here.
Yeah, I think Julian will have the initiative. Obviously, it's going to be slightly faster than China in the early game. I mean, it's a bit of like a coin flip matchup where, sometimes you won't be able to scout at all what the other guy is doing, and you just have to go for something. And if it turns out that your opponent is going for the counter, then, there's not much you can do. Like, there's some China builds where you can go like early Manchu in H3 and, auto like some Spahi sometimes, but the Manchu would be useless against like Jan Fox FF, and, it's kind of hard to scout all the time. But here we see a slightly forward stable for Julian.
I think that's the right. I always say this, and I don't see enough Ottoman players do it enough. And I'm not one for Cav Micro. I like doing my FI lame stuff, but I definitely think like a Demi Selly is a Demi Semi. That's a bit of a tongue twister, but Demi Selly. Well, I don't know. I just made something up there, but I definitely feel like that's Otto's best strategy in the moment in the game. I think you get those 5 delis out, you can just then into 700 gold to age up, synergizes so well, so quick, and before you know it, you've got 5 delis in your base. Ottoman are already aging up to Fortress, and then they go into that Abbas Cavalry Archer type build order. So yeah, I think that's really strong, but it looks like we're going to see some H2 play by Ungurs here as well. Already shipping 2 boats, so he's noticed that there is fish play, so Ungurs with that eagle eye already shipping in those boats. I think that's very clever. And then doing some H1 play here. Very smart.
It is, but I'm not sure if he trained his standard army on purpose or if it was some kind of misclick, because yeah, that's not exactly the army you want to deal with the delis early on. It's now changing to the older army, so pike and crossbow type of units, which will perform much better for sure. And yeah, 9 pikes now. And we see the JulianK putting some damage on the fishing boat. What does JulianK have in the way? Not much, because he just sent 700 wood, I feel, and added a barracks with that.
Yeah, this feels really good for Ungurs already, and we've got the twitchy boats there, but he's definitely denying the fish on the sea. He's definitely going for the counter on the land as well, so feels like Ungurs is playing this really smartly, actually. I think he's going to have a good timing here with the pikeman as well to try and siege down this forward infrastructure by Otto. So maybe a bit of a mistake for Julian to put that stable and barracks so far out into his base. That could cost him.
I think so too. The main thing that's going to happen as well is that I think Ungurs is shipping 9 pikes right now, if they don't cancel it. And here they are. So he's going to push right at the time where JulianK will receive his 2 galleys to defend the water on his side. So yeah, he's going to be very weak on land. As we can see, 5 delis and 6 janissaries is not going to be enough to hold that.
And the engagement's already started. And yeah, I don't know what he shipped. Like you said, he shipped those galleys, and it might allow him to...
China doesn't care. It forced a reaction, which is what he wanted. Now he's going to clean up the army, and then behind that, he just siege the forward base, I think.
Perfect timing by Ungurs, really. By Ungurs. And yeah, now he's pushed back the units, and now there's only Janissaries and Cav, and he needs Abus guns.
Yeah, he needs Abus guns, but he's not gonna get any. Does he have an Ox Foundry somewhere? No. So Julian's gonna have a shipment soon. I'm assuming he's gonna send 5 chants and try to get a batch of delis, but yeah, he's only gonna get 1.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, 8 zaps isn't really an option here either. It's just
he's gonna go for it.
Really grim.
Yeah. What's the follow-up for Ungurs? Is he trying to edge behind that? Yes, he is. We'll have to see how greedy he's going to be right now, because he just sieged the military building, so you're tempted to like keep pushing while aging, which is risky, but if you know you can do it, then it could pay off. But has to be careful, because if it gets cleaned up, then Otto could be back in this game.
Yeah, obviously Ottoman have very powerful Minutemen as well. I think it's fair to say they've got those Minutemen and then still have a multiplier versus heavy infantry. So those pikemen would get nailed down very, very quickly. Azap's coming in now as well. Defensive advantage.
He's just going to run away. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, really well played there. Not going to allow any funny business, any of that defender's advantage stuff to allow it to get back into the game. So really well played there by Ungurs. Did the damage he needed to do. Took down the infrastructure he needed to take down. Forced that galley response as well. And yeah, just really, at the moment, Ungurs just outplaying really, really hard.
Yeah, for sure. He's so far ahead right now. I'm pretty sure he's aging. And yes, he is. He's confident enough to go for the Poseidon Tower as well to get the extra eco. Which I totally agree here. I don't think he needs the skirms to like survive any timing because, well, Julian lost all his infrastructure. So, so yeah, gonna catch that raid as well, kill one of the Delhi, and yeah, looking really good for him. He's also got the 500 wood crates from the French consulate. So now he's got infrastructures, can drop a village on the bottom if he needs to.
Really, really strong right now. I imagine he might keep it in French consulate actually, but I tend to like to get the food from the French consulate and then get straight into British consulate straight away just to buff my units. But if you was China right now, what would your first card be? Because obviously that water is still an option. Would you go for the Fuchan, or would you look at just trying to power through on the land and ship some military units?
I think I'd go land first, just to be safe if Otto tries to push me right now. Or get that land shipment so I can push myself, the Ottoman base with that shipment, and then probably follow up with the Fuchan. The thing is, you don't know how much Julian invests in on the water, but after Otto sends to Galley, usually they're gonna make more fishing boats because they need that water economy to pay off.
We had Mini Malt in the chat saying 7 hand mortars and then go straight for the TC.
I was expecting that. The JulianK move. When you're desperate and behind, you just start walling everything.
Yeah. You know, this is the grand finals of the Summer ESOC Championship. You've got to lay him everything possible, and everything is on the table right now. So
well, it's gonna cost him a lot to drop that wall. It's not just like a 15 wood segment. This is almost 100, you know, which could be a house or something else. And well, you know, it's just a wooden wall. It's not gonna take forever for China to siege it. It's not like he had like 5 layers in front of his base or something.
Yeah, and I think he wants to make those walls as intricate as possible to make it as frustrating for Ungurs to siege them down. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing that the walls are going to give him as well is going to give that line of sight. You know, that's what it's going to give him. He's going to know what's there, so he's going to know how to try and counter. He has just reached age 3, so maybe he now knows what he needs to send. And Ungurs is pushing the agenda right now, and I think he should have been pushing it, to be honest with you, about 10-20 seconds ago.
Before, yeah, but Minimum suggested to go hand mortars first here, but although I do agree in this specific case that this probably would have been the best option because you would have like destroyed the Ottoman base already by now. But you know, if Otto stay H2 and you could get surprised by a lot of Janissary delis, then you know it could be a bit of a mistake. But anyway,
Manchu's is good in this matchup as well.
Yeah, Manchu definitely good.
So we've got veteran Jans, it looks there. So we've got veteran Jans. What's he shipping? He's shipping 2 Falconets, so he doesn't have the macro to get Mamelukes or Spahi, which I feel like Spahi here would be absolutely great if he could micro it well with Spire.
Yeah, get them, but now he's gonna get popped. What does Ungurs have on the way? 7 hand waters. Yeah, that's gonna be the perfect counter to the cannons. And
he's backing up now. He knows that timing of when that first shipment's going to come out. He suspects it would be 2 Falconets or Spahi.
He could clean up the shore as well with these hand mortars. We'll have to see what he decides to do with them. He could keep pressuring the land or go for the dock and galleys. I don't think they have the range to get away from the hand mortars, but anyway, both options are good in my opinion. It's more about JulianK to find a solution there.
That's right, and I definitely feel like he's okay just to slow play this, honestly. He doesn't need to do anything too crazy. He's got the porcelain tower, so his eco is great right now. The hand mortars are out. Is it going to kill a Falconet?
Yeah, he's going to get one of them.
One. Just about reaches it. And JulianK tried to find a moment there where he could probably push a little bit forward. But
JulianK's in big trouble here. He's got no answer to this Chinese army. He probably needs Spahi or Mems, but he can't afford neither of those, and he doesn't have a shipment anyway.
Yeah, definitely needs... Well, at this stage, he needs both of them, and he definitely doesn't have...
Yeah, in the best word, he needs like H4 to bombards, you know, like 20 carry up there as well, but yeah, you can't get everything, obviously. And he's trying to make a cove. Wow, that...
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I get why he's making it, because he wants to try and deal with the hand mortars, but he's only got 1 Falconet left.
Yeah, it's not going to be that scary.
No, if he had still had 2 Falconets, it could have been worth it, but I just don't really know.
Yeah, he sees the artillery foundry. So yeah, I think you just siege the houses, target the barracks with the hand mortars, and, you know, get away from there after that. You've done the damage already. So much reinforcements as well.
One thing I really like about hand mortars when you're playing as China is that what hand mortars do with the siege. I know we're going to see that Culverin. It's going to take. This is the thing. It's going to kill 1, but only 1 hand mortar at a time. Oh, and the Culverin goes down.
The hero delivering the final blow.
Brilliant. Now it's just a numbers game right now. The hand mortars are pushing forward. They want to take care of that Falconet, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
JulianK has the resources, but he cannot send Spahi as well.
Oh, he's popped.
Nice
Out
pop.
on the board, he does. Is it going to be too late? I think it's too late, to be honest. More cavalry coming in. Pikemen everywhere. Changdaos everywhere. Skirms everywhere.
To be fair, China is kind of losing a lot of his anti-cap here, and most of his ranged infantry is dead as well, and this cannon is still alive somehow.
Yeah, that Falconet had to cut in some work.
Attack!
It's still not dead! Kill it!
Oh my goodness me! You wouldn't believe we're watching a major general game, but finally goes down. My goodness me. The Spy are coming out!
The Spy are coming out. Is it gonna be enough? I'm not sure. I don't think so. There's nothing to support them, really. They're gonna kill the hand mortars, sure. That's Chinese siege gone, but... how many units we have for Ungurs? We get 7 Chengdaos and a bunch of cavalry.
Ungurs is running for his life.
Oh, he's got Manchu on the way. That's why he's running away. Yeah. Could probably sacrifice some of that cavalry and yeah. Redcoats now. All the arquebuses is going down.
nice play by Julian. Like, he manages just about to survive.
To be fair, that was
Falcon
probably a
there,
good trade for him, but yeah, that's just not enough. He's so far behind
just
now.
too far behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many boats does he have? He's on 39 vills. Just not that many boats. Only on 8. He needs to start getting a dock on the other side, but he just doesn't have resources to do it. And that's the only way he can catch up, really.
Now
here.
with Manchu, like, how do you kill this Chinese army?
Needs about 20 abbas just to contest this, and
yeah,
he doesn't have that, so not looking good. He held on once. Can he hold on again? 4K score in it.
It's just one thing that we cannot take away from Julian is like his defensive skills are on point, and manages to make the most out of what he has 99% of the time.
Yeah, definitely, and a large part of that is making these intricate walls, those gates.
And Ungurs is going with the I don't care, I'm just gonna circle siege your town center.
What walls?
Yeah, what walls? Brah. Breakthrough.
China Death Ball goes first.
Yeah, and
some abbas comes out.
Only 5 of them.
And he's going to need about triple that mass to do any decent damage. And there's just a lot of cav there, though, as well. And so much cav, and with the Manchu behind it, there's just... Honestly, there's just no counter to this for Otto, honestly. And this is why I feel like when you get to this stage of the game, like you said at the start, it's kind of sometimes like a guessing game, a bit of a chess match, like kind of guessing what to do. And yeah, I mean, just like the cav counters the abbas, the skirm counters the jans, the Changdao counter and the Manchu counter all of the cav and the mercenary shipment.
Yeah, there's no way Otto wins this fight ever. So much cavalry, double-faced armor shipment coming in clutch as well, and yeah, JulianK stepping out.
Damn, Ungurs taking it 2-0 versus Julian. Let's go. If you was to put some money on it, I have to admit, I would not have put money down on Ungurs going 2-0 up. Like I said at the beginning, you know, this is definitely going to be a crazy one. Julian is definitely going to get some points on the scoreboard, but at what point is going to be interesting. And Ungurs feeling himself right now.
Exactly, because yeah, game 2 is very important. Ungurs had the first pick, and Julian went for his counter pick, and losing the game means you're going into game number 3, being down 2 games, and you have to pick first as well.
Yeah, just absolutely phenomenal play by Ungurs. I mean, you know, he just played... I think he didn't play that standard, but what he did, he just countered Julian so well. He identified there was a stable, so nice scouting. He obviously saw that there was water play, so he got those 2 boats out very quickly. He started making bow pike, and it just countered everything Julian did. And Julian just unfortunately couldn't get himself back into the game after losing that much tempo near the start. And just really well played by Ungurs. Really, really smart play there.
Yeah, totally agree. Like the build from Ungurs was just a straight counter to what Julian did. And yeah, the 2 galleys reaction on the water. I think at that point he had like what, 6 fishing boats maybe. I'm not even sure that's worth saving them with the galleys, but yeah.
And like I said, at the end, he only had 8 boats, so all he was doing was protecting, you know, at the time, I think 5 boats. So he had to ship 5 galleys just to protect 5 boats, you know. Was it worth it? But kind of had no choice, otherwise he would have just had 0 eco at that point as well. So kind of just I think Ungurs just checkmating him there, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, really well played. We do have the scores on the doors for the civilization picks for next game,
right,
when you're ready.
Yeah.
We have Julian playing Inca.
Okay.
That is scary.
Not surprised.
Yeah, and Ungurs playing India.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I think Julian is going to be happy about that. I think he played that quite a bit, and he's probably feeling confident with Inca.
I think we're going. Are we going on to Cascade Range right now? Yes, we are. So game number 3 is Cascade Range.
Okay, so low resource map, that could be a bit different, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing about the map as well is a no TP map. So that's why we have the picks that we have. So Inca not needing a TP. I mean, they can. There's plenty of builds that they can go TP, but I think the standard build that Julian will be looking at doing is just going cancha, and just spamming as many of them as possible and shipping those 2 war huts behind it. And,
definitely some things he likes to do. Yeah, going full greed and shipping the warhuts and trying to spam from 2 military buildings. But there are ways for India to deal with it. So we'll see what Ungurs do.
I don't actually think it's a bad matchup for India. I think India do relatively well versus it. However, the only thing that concerns me is that India, with their nerfs and their XP curvature, there's no livestock on this map either. So there's literally no way of gaining any extra XP for India. So maybe that might be a factor in this matchup.
That is correct. Well, let's have a quick look at the map intro video, if this time it works for me. And yeah, we'll catch back up in a second.
The Cascade Range is an inhospitable mountain range along the North American west coast. Its sparse hunts and small tin mines are complemented by an equally limited amount of fish in 2 small lakes on the sides of the map. Be quick to collect the many unguarded beaver treasures, because you won't find much else.
I'd really love Ouija commentary on this one.
Yeah, Ouija's voice is great. That's actually my favorite one, I think.
Yeah, it's like so chill, right?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Here we are. Game number 3 in this best of 7 grand finals between JulianK and Ungurs. Yeah, high stakes for Julian here. If he loses this one, then it's gonna be 3 match points for Ungurs. So yeah, pressure definitely on Julian's side here. And
Yeah,
are we gonna
Julian's
see a
definitely gonna
dog?
want to get. Ooh, I think we are.
Okay. Okay, that's not what I had in mind. Interesting,
No,
yeah.
it's insane. I have seen Inca do this though. I think in this tournament as well. I think I have seen. I'm not sure who though, but I certainly have seen Inca do this build on this map before. They get a few boats out. They build 1 cancha, and yeah, it's kind of nice. It's the one thing about the water on this map, obviously, it's nothing too crazy because there's only what 5 or 6 fish ponds, but it's enough to get a few boats where you can pull a lead on the eco, and because there's not that much water. If you're defending the water, you don't really want to spend a whole shipment on 5 boats. So you have to, if you're the one that's defending, you have to make that decision whether or not you're going to send a whole shipment to defend that water,
Yeah.
or if you're just going to let it go by, or try and get some H2 mass to take the dock down. But yeah, so that's one thing I like about this map is it's difficult to defend the water in that sense.
Totally agree. Yeah, as you mentioned, it's like about probably 3,000 food in that little pond. Yeah, this is like 6 batches of salmon, and yeah, it's good to make a few boats, but at some point you wanna think about it twice if you want to either contest it, and if you do, if your opponent wants to even reply to this at all, because by the time you're going to contest that, there might be only like 1,500 resources remaining in that, and it's just not worth it anymore.
I'm just checking with the guys, and they're saying my voice is a little bit low, so when you get an opportunity, I don't know if there's a chance that you could up my volume or anything like that, but
there's a chance, and I'm taking it right now.
Good to hear, good to hear. Yeah, cool. So one thing to note as well, it's going to be interesting to see if Ungurs is going to decide to go for the eco build that India have. I can't remember the name of the Wander, or if they're going to decide to just go for an Agrifort. And it looks like my prayer's being answered, and it's going to be an Agrifort. So I like this. I definitely feel like India want to apply pressure. They want to push the agenda.
Oh, this could get blocked. Okay, it won't.
Yeah, that was a nice placement there. It was looking like it could get blocked, but
yeah, it was looking like this was the only place, but he managed to find a spot between these berries and trees.
Excellent. The Agrifort's going down. 2 villagers are building it, so he wants to get up quite hastily. Only 3 boats at the moment. Ungurs is going to see that. And like we said, what do they do against 3 boats? Do you spend a whole shipment to deal with that? Or
definitely not.
Exactly. And even if the dock goes down, those boats are still going to be alive. So, it's a nice little kind of intricate boat boom there by Julian. But I think he's going to leave that for the moment. and he's just going to focus on going Kanchas, getting that wall of Kanchas, making it very difficult for Ungurs to push in, and he's going to ship those war huts behind it.
Let's have a look on the JulianK deck. Doesn't have any warships in deck either, so yeah, not like he can really defend that water if he wants to. We have the Chesky card, which I hope we're not gonna see. I personally think this is a bit too strong, but
yeah, definitely, because it essentially makes them Chimu runners, right? It basically makes them Chimu runners with some multis versus heroes and stuff.
yeah,
I think the biggest issue with it is the ability to how fast you can build them back. You essentially make Chaskis, turn them into Chimus, and you can build them back at the, I think it's the TC, like for like really quickly, like 5 of them get built much quicker than a normal military unit does. So I think that's one of the complaints people have against them. It's just like 5 almost insta Chimus, you know, just being added in. It's just makes it so difficult to deal with. And I think that's something we will see from Julian. Like we said at the beginning, we've already seen Hauser, we've seen all the lame stuff come out. So why would we stop now? So yeah, I think we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. One of the things with the Chesky as well is that you can train them from trading post. Well, we most likely won't see it in that game, but on some other case, this could be like really annoying because you get that card, you train them from a training post, and you go raid with them, which could be really really annoying. But 700 wood for India here, not going for anything super aggressive, just training a couple of sepoys. As for Julian, as you mentioned, a few Kansha houses have been built already, and he's going for the 2 Waha Tava card.
Yeah, he's also got the community plaza, and I like how he's put it on the wood dance, and that's going to be occupied by 1 llama, which produces 1 wood per second. So that is the MVP llama. Yeah. It also, I believe, it also gives 1 XP per second. So it's always really worth getting that community plaza down and putting the llama on it, and because it's basically 2 villagers on wood. 2 villagers on wood for llamas. So yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty good. Okay, war huts have arrived, and yeah, I'm just gonna try to put some pressure on, revealing a few sepoys that have been trained, but I don't think JulianK is gonna mind that at all. This position is super safe with the 2 Wahats. Jungle Bowmen are gonna pop anytime soon, and oh, never mind.
Oh, takes a veil. I did not expect that. I was actually just about to say, Giggs, I almost feel like it's almost a waste of those sepoys pushing in there, because all they're going to do is just get damaged by the war huts, but and actually managed to take down half a Kancha and a villager. So really nice play by Ungurs there, and Julian, definitely probably the tournament nerves getting to him here. Losing a villager like that, you would don't see that on the ladder too often from him. So really well played by Ungurs, taking full advantage there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, 1 villager is not the end of the world, obviously, for any seed really, but especially Inca. But yeah, it's a minor thing that could give you like
feels when you got a llama.
Exactly. If you can trade all these villas for llamas, then he'll be fine. Like, you just keep 3 villas, have only llamas, and then you you have unlimited food production from your houses anyway. So. But yeah, it's gonna have some plum spearmen as well, just to play safe in case Ungurs is trying for a cavalry switch, which he isn't right now. Just happy to add some Gurkhas. He had the Ottoman consulate already and shipped 300 export, I assume. Yeah, I'm going for the villagers with that.
Boom behind it, which is nice, and I definitely feel like India are one of those civs that scale really well, even with the XP nerf. They still scale really well. They get that free villager. Obviously, you've got Ottoman consulate villagers as well. So yeah, if India can stay in the game and try to contain Inca as best as they can, then I think they're looking pretty good. Obviously, Inca also another civilization that scales really well. Obviously with Kanchas and Chincha Brewing, which has just about come in now, and they also scale insanely well. The Kancha boom is pretty scary.
Yeah, definitely. I think at some point India has to adapt their composition a bit more. When it gets to a point where Inca can get a lot of Chimus out and reinforcing batches of 10 Chimus sometimes, then I think you want to add Zembaraks, just because they are so good at killing Chimus overall once you get like camel attack and things like that. But yeah, for now he's happy with just like training a couple of Gurkhas. sieging that dock, so Julian cannot add any more fishing boats. But I think 5 is probably what you want anyway. More than 6 or 7 would be probably too much, because yeah, there's a chance that you finish to consume all the fish in that pond before the game is over. But 5, I think, is like the perfect amount.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of that critical mass where like it's the best or investment that you put into it and what you get out of it. So and that's exactly what I was talking about. You know, it's very difficult to defend it because although he's taken down the dock, Julian's got as many boats realistically as he wants from it, and that food is going to have a nice trickle throughout the game now until it runs out. So does Ungurs decide to ship a boat? Of course he's not, because it's only 5 boats, you know. So yeah, it's that kind of balance between how you want to defend it, and I think that's why Julian decided to go for that little dock at the beginning of the game, because it's really effective strategy on this map.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think you want to spend a shipment on that, especially on a map with no trading post, and you're gonna lose so much tempo for doing it. Even though that looks tempting on paper to kill 5 boats, it's 4 wheels, and 4 wheels is the equivalent of a shipment, basically, like a colonial shipment. So I love what Ungurs is doing with his elephants and the entire line of sight that he has, because he's aging right now and he knows that like Chimu raids are very hard to deal with, and so yeah, you just want to make sure that he doesn't get raided here.
Yeah, it's a really nice play that side. But look at that mass. Look at this mass from Julian. He sniffs something to a miss here, and he's just it's something I see at these type of high level games. It's always the timing is so important, such an important skill. I mean, look right now, Julian is timing.
Yeah, Ungurs is dead. How is he gonna hold that?
So many units. God, it was a massacre. Those bowmen, it's like lightsabers just getting flicked everywhere, and it's just that poison damage is so deadly.
Yeah, Agrafot's gonna go down. Which you can afford to lose as India, but it's how far is he from reaching? Okay, he is now building a wall segment, trying to buy some time, but he's gonna lose some villages here.
Trying to build a gate, and he just still runs through it and dies. The Mahout pops.
Ooh. And he's sending 3 Mahouts. Nice. Yeah.
Hello. Losing another villager though. Julian has done so much damage here. If Julian hangs around though, if those Mahouts can get a good pop, maybe we see Ungurs come back here, because it's looking pretty bad right now.
It's gonna be very hard. He's gonna need double Minutemen. He's popped, so he can't even use his export to get Azabs. Yeah. Can be really tough. Upgrading Gurkhas, but there's only 7 of them. No, he upgraded Sepoys actually. Yeah, Minutemen's gonna get cold, and he has to make something happen. 4 Mahouts is no joke for H2 units to deal with. But there's not much infantry to back them up, so we'll have to see. Oh, this positioning.
Make sure those pikes go down. If the pikes go down quickly, there's more Chimus coming in. They're not anti-cap, but they'll still do okay. And if those pikemen can go down quite quickly, he needs at least 2 or 3 Mahouts to stay alive, really, to deal with this, I think. There's still some Gurkhas that are trying to pick off those pikemen, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Chimus are clearing up the Gurkhas.
It's really close. I think the Mahouts are going to kill them, because like, there's still 1 full HP Mahouts, but it's more about the follow-up. I don't think India has anything else in the tank, and look at his reinforcements from Inca.
More Minutemen coming in.
And wow.
Wow, I mean, the flip of a switch, that game seemed to just turn around. It was actually looking quite good for Ungurs. It was kind of 50-50. He was aging up, and he was looking quite pretty, actually. But then, all of a sudden, we look away for 2 minutes, and Kancha, like we said, the Kancha boom is pretty scary, and
so good.
Just come a match with 50 units. So,
huge mass out of nowhere. He's got 40 views, he's got all these houses, he's on 2 Wahats, he can send coin just to make Chimus, and after that get constant reinforcements of 10 units, and yeah, it's really hard for many Civ to deal with.
Yeah, just is it fair to say he got out Civ microed? Maybe. I also think at the end there that Ungurs micro was obviously bad. He lost so many units trying to contest that the aggro fort. Maybe if he just backed off, he kept all of those units alive. When those Mahouts popped, maybe he had a chance of winning that fight at the end. But even if he did, you know, what was the follow up? You know,
He's got nothing. Yeah, there's no barracks. He still has his consulate, but yeah, he's gonna get some Ottoman hussars out of it, and that's it really.
There you go. Like I said, I've got my crystal ball. I did foresee Julian getting some points on the scoreboard. There it is.
Of course, he's JulianK after all.
Yeah.
So Julian back in this series now. Score is currently 2-1 for Ungurs.
Indeed, and they are just about. They've started game number 4, and we have Julian playing as Ethiopia, which is definitely something we expected at some point during this series, versus Ungurs playing France. Another very expected civ from Ungurs.
Yeah, for sure. France, Ethiopia. Okay, I'm very curious to see what Julian's gonna do here.
This is a pretty. I like this matchup. I think it's a pretty even matchup, actually. I'm going to be interested to see how both of these guys play. I've seen lots of things from Julian. I've seen some, fast fortress using the Portuguese tech age up. I've seen Julian do lots of age 2 stuff and kind of go Aben, Greed, and just play it out in age 2. Ungurs, obviously, playing France. We'll see something standard from Ungurs, but he could do some extended age 2 play. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good game. I think this is a pretty even Stevens matchup. I do feel like France need to age up at some point against Ethiopia and try and get some Kurs out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Also agree. Yeah, cannon is also a key factor. So we're going to go through the map intro video once again and be right back in a second.
Players find themselves on the edges of the Mongolian steppe. This open map provides ample resources, but can leave the players vulnerable to attacks from the north. Players will have to extend their reach in order to bolster their economies and reach the distant trade route.
And here we go, game number 4. We got JulianK on Ethiopia against Ungurs on France on probably one of the oldest map that this game has ever seen. I think it was available in release Mongolia, or did it come probably through the Asian Dynasties patch?
Yeah, I think it was a TAD map.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a TAD map. It's actually one of my favorite maps, though. I love Mongolia. I think it's a favorite of a lot of people. Obviously,
I like it's
crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy from the get-go, isn't it? There's so much to do from the get-go. You want to get that treasure to get that scout, that Mongolian scout, and then you want to rush out into the map, try and dive in and get as much livestock as possible. And that kind of can give you some different diverse build orders that you wouldn't always necessarily see. Like I've seen people maybe get 5 or 6 livestock from the map, and then they've decided to build the livestock pens themselves, and that kind of makes for some interesting builds. So maybe we'll see some of this. Obviously, it's a really good map for Ethiopia because they obviously get the livestock boom. So that's going to be really nice to Julian. But it's also not a bad map for France either. You can argue that they have a scout, so that can obviously go out on the map straight away, and it can try and find some more livestock. So both these civs pretty good on this map.
Yeah, sure, totally agree. Can't do anything on this map as you mentioned. The livestock is like what you want to get early on, obviously. As France, if you can get like 8 or more yaks, then the livestock pen is definitely a good thing too. Looks like he's got 8 so far. If he can bring all of them back to his base, which at this point I would consider going for a livestock pen, and yeah, 5k gold mine in base as well as a few hunts available, but doesn't look like he will go for a livestock because he's going 12-10, so he needs to age up as fast as possible.
He's got so many cows, yaks there. Wow. definitely won the war on getting the yaks, and that's like what I said. You know, they basically have a free scout, another Mongolian scout at the beginning of this game, and you know, he's definitely used that to full effect, eating them early. So I imagine we'll probably see a 13-10 from France there because he's eating those yaks early.
13-10.
Oh, 12-10. Let's go. Okay.
13-10. That would be a new one.
Sorry.
Sure.
There will definitely be some interesting hacks that Ungurs decided to put on the go. No.
Yeah, exactly.
12-10. Love a good 12-10. Love a good 12-10. And again, another reason why this is a good map for France. I do believe that 12-10 is, with France, really, really insane. I think it's one of their best kind of builds, their best strategies. Obviously, they need the food for it. Yeah, this map provides that food for them. So, yeah, really, really nice start by Ungurs here.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to play some ladder recently, or some even lobby games, and with France, the only games I win are 12-10. If I try 13 on 14 age up, I just lose. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, 12-10 definitely really strong. You age up so early that you have all the luxury to choose whatever you want to do, and you're not afraid of any early pressure either.
Yeah, it just makes all of their builds so effective because it's basically like, what, 20, 30 seconds faster. So they can do Cav Semi, you know, you've got 5 or 4 Hussars in your base 30 seconds before they normally would be there, which can be the difference between getting a barracks up or not. Or they can Musk or Expo rush you, and, you know, you've got units in 30 seconds before they normally would. So it's just, yeah, it's so effective. Obviously, they can go 12-10.
For sure, crossbow
yeah,
fight,
definitely.
probably.
Looks like it, and he's gonna see. He is unfortunate, but nice scouting there by Julian.
Double Rex instantly going down. In what is Julian reaction? Make a wall.
Insta wall. In comes that treaty instinct from Julian.
Portuguese. You think we're gonna see some crossbows?
Oh, we're gonna see the Portuguese. Yeah. So like I said, I've seen lots of builds from Julian. And he looks like he's going to play this out in H2. I think he likes to go for the crossbowman. And it does cost a decent amount of influence, though, to be able to get that tech. I think it's about 700 to 800 from the, I can't remember, the Mountain Monastery. Obviously, age up with an arsenal and wood as well. And I think he likes to mix this in with the shock infantry, the coyote runners. I can't remember what they're called. For Ethiopia, but he likes to mix them in with the crossbows as well. And one thing to note about, I always say this every time I see it, the Portuguese age up, when you get that tech in for the crossbows, they cost 30 food and 30 gold. They also shadow tech when they go up per their age.
Yeah.
Like, that's more than a 20% decrease in cost. Like, it's so insane, and like the ability to mass them is insane.
Yeah, this is actually so good for stats per cost after that, but yeah, it's still gonna take a while before he can get them out. I'm not sure what Ungurs is doing here. He dropped 2 ranks and didn't train any units out of it. Oh, never mind, he trained 10 bikes, okay. And now he's hiding some trading posts, and
Has Ungurs seen the wall? I don't think he has. Did he see the walls that go up? Okay, he saw one
segment, but yeah.
I always say, I mean, you can't, at least when you take down a TP, at least it's going to guarantee you value. You know, you're guaranteed value, you know, denying XP from your opponent. However, you know, is it worth not doing anything affecting their eco in any way? It's debatable, and, you know, maybe he saw that wall and just decided to just go for the TP, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But it looks like he's just going to try to age in the back of that, which actually might work since Julian is just trying to raid with some shallow warriors right now. We have the Basterios, but they don't really have siege, so... Ooh, there goes the pike. Nice catch from the Explorer. Is it going to be enough? Yes, he will.
Yeah, I like this build here. I think maybe he saw the walls and just decided, you know what, I'll take down the TP. It's not worth me, you know, wasting a whole army trying to take this wall down. Maybe I'll just decide to go for the age up, and it's kind of like a bluff. Like, he's kind of bluffing that he's going to be pushing in. So
I love it, because Julian right now is quite. I mean, he's not sure what's up with Ungurs. You're sure he saw 10 pikes, he saw double racks, but didn't see anything else. So he's gonna have now make make a push because he kind of has to. Otherwise, Ungurs age up for 3, and then it's basically game over, right?
Yeah, I think he knows at this point something is up. But like you said, he was quite timid. He was a little bit scared of pushing in there, and it's definitely buying Ungurs some time here. And the more seconds that get bought for Ungurs here, the better it's going to be for him. Because as soon as you get that age 3 mass, those Besteros are not going to be looking as good as I just said they were. So
yeah, Ungurs trying to make some muskets though. Yeah, I guess he wants to go cannons early, but I think he has to give up these racks. And what do you even ship first? I guess cannons, yeah, because he's got 10 pikes and muskets. That's the only thing that really makes sense here. But Julian is just ignoring the base and going straight into the French one, trying to catch whatever H2 army is, and now changing his mind. So
yeah, it's debatable, isn't it? Because neither of these units that Julian is making have particularly good siege. So taking down 2 barracks is going to take some doing. It's going to take a long time to do it. He might get 1 barracks down, but I do not think he's going to get both of them down.
Yeah,
and,
it's going to take a while for sure, but at the same time, Ungurs cannot produce anything from them, because whatever he produces are going to die instantly from all these units.
So now, imagine if he was making halberdiers as well, or these barracks.
Yeah, halves could be a thing.
Just as I say that, he's making halberdiers. I always say this is an underrated unit. It's such a good unit for early age 3 play, and he manages to keep 1 barracks, which I think Ungurs is going to be happy with.
It's very important.
Yeah. 5 halberdiers from there. It's going to be absolutely fine. But he's cancelling them, and what is he upping there? Is that musketeers?
Yeah. Does he have a stable? No, he had it 2nd rack in base. Okay. So what do you ship here? Probably Kios, because
probably 1k wood, maybe. Yeah, no Kers. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's just very good versus shuttle and crossbow roll. And what is Julian doing? He's aging right now, and yeah, France can't push because France just doesn't have the mass. And but he will probably with vet muskets and the reinforcing and the 3 Kers. But I'm just wondering if it's not gonna be a bit too late.
Yeah, Julian's kind of. I mean, you took down 1 barracks.
Line of sight. I mean, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but all these games, Ungurs has been on point with like the vision on this map. He can't get raided unless Julian goes all the way around the trading post line which would be just very inefficient.
I agree, and I saw that on the Cascade range game as well, and it's definitely something Ungurs is doing. I don't know if he's been doing that, how long he's been doing that for, but that's kind of something new I've just realised. And Ungurs always evolving, most improved player, still the most improved player.
MIP. MIP. But Ethiopia slow aging though. It's been a while he clicked up. So France can put some pressure on right now. We still got 2 TPs in the back of this, so his shipment progression is going to be really good. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1,000 wood mixed into like stagecoach perhaps behind that push.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like Julian hasn't gone for the fast age up because he doesn't have enough influence to do it. I think it's about 450 or so influence to be able to get that fast age up tech. So, yeah, Ungur's going to have some time here to do some damage before that H3 comes in for Julian, and he's going to take down some infrastructure, which is going to be nice. Just age up right now. Goon's coming in for Ungurs. I think it's going to be interesting what Julian's going to decide to make here. Looks like some skirm Goon. Does he have an answer to the 2 bagnets? That's the question.
Let's have a look on his POV. He's got the Sebastopol mortar, which I think deals with cannons.
No, it gets absolutely wrecked by falconets. It does very little damage to artillery.
I think he just wants to use the mortar as like some bait and force the cannons to shoot at them while he's trying to engage with everything else.
Definitely. And look at that, it's go time.
And it's good positioning for Ungurs for sure.
Oh wow. Look at that, he's even getting the Abans involved. Getting the Abans to melee the falconet. Brilliant.
Both cannons gonna go down.
Shotter is doing some work as well. Now the Sebastopol mortar's in there, and the 2 falcons are down, so there's going to be no answer to this Sebastopol mortar, which is going to smash these pikemen. So there's just so much mass here for Julian.
Wow.
Wow. That's looking GG, I think. Oh, the musketeers go flying. It never gets old.
Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. Okay, well, I thought France was smashing this game easily, but I guess I was wrong.
It was actually looking really good for Ungurs at one point. I don't really know why he waited.
They have
I
full
think
speed,
the veteran...
but it looks like they have 5 for some reason. I don't know.
And we take a look as well. I talk about the beginning of the game, like they shadow tech, you know, which they do. So they basically get veterancy for free. And there's the GG.
Wow. Okay. Well, didn't expect that. But yeah, I guess
No,
well played, Julian.
Yeah, really well played, Julian. I don't know why Ungurs waited. I'm not sure why he waited when the 2 Falconets. He was just sitting at his forward base, and I feel like he could have pushed in a lot sooner. And I feel like he should have made a batch of 5 halberdiers as well, rather than going for the veterancy musketeers. He had a moment of about 30 seconds where he could have pushed in the base and done a lot more damage than he did, but decided not to. Decided to sit back, and yeah, I think that cost him, to be honest.
I mean, it was also risky, right? It was the same reason JulianK wasn't pushing on his 2 barracks earlier as well, right? You like the information, you know, it's a tournament game, finals as well. If you make like a mistake and completely misread your opponent, you could get trapped and just lose the game on the spot, right? And in that case, for France, these 2 cannons was his way to victory, basically. So yeah, I couldn't afford any mistake with them.
Yeah. GG, well played to Julian. And that brings the scores up to 2-2. Julian getting some confidence back.
For sure.
Okay, so game number 5. Going to be Julian is playing Germany, the Germans.
The Germans.
The Germans. And Ungurs is going to be playing Lakota.
Ooh, been a while. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Very brave. Very brave.
Just before that, I'm gonna use that a slight timeout to go for a bathroom break, and I'll be right back in a minute.
No worries. 2-2. I can see this coming down to the wire. How you doing, everyone? I see Big Hazard in chat. We got Pray to Gaja, Anna Moose, Killer Cats, Big Lazar. How you doing, everyone? How are you doing? Big Drownage. Or man like Passy in chat as well. How you doing, Big Passy? All the boys. Keister. Yo, man like Kaleli. Oh, Ginger. No, you, Chad. Oh, don't forget you, Tad. Don't you worry. Big boy.
I'm running out of baguettes. I need more baguettes. Fuck me. Maybe I'm gonna go out later to buy more.
Stream yesterday. I know I did.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I ran out of baguettes, so I had to quickly go get some.
You're just gonna feed it. You're gonna feed the meme.
Of course. I mean, I'm French. I eat baguette. What else?
I'm not gonna lie. I love baguettes. I eat it, and I'm kind of like annoyed because like, God damn it, this is French, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's your British side taking over. It's good, but yeah, I can't really say it.
I'm still mad about Hastings.
Yeah, that was a while ago, but yeah. Still mad about Dunkirk. Anyway, we're getting ready to go into game number 5.
This I like a lot. This I like a lot.
JulianK bringing it back. Of course, currently now 2-2. And we're going to be playing on Guianos. So let's have a look on the map intro video, and we'll be right back.
The Guyana Highland is a highly contested region east of the Orinoco River, known for its tremendous biodiversity. Players will fight for control of a large valley which is home to several Tupi and Carib settlements, while 2 trade routes lie on the outskirts of the map. Players will find an abundance of food in this region, but may need to extend out of their base to secure additional mines.
And here we go for game number 5, in Germany against Lakota it is. A matchup that I personally enjoy playing as Germany. But I think it's pretty even overall. What do you think?
I honestly don't play either of these civs, to be honest with you, so I don't know if there's any edge between any of these. But I think obviously Germany are a very good civ at the moment. They're a very popular civ as well. I think Lakota are a pretty decent civ as well. They seem to have really good win ratios in the higher echelons of ELO. However, I think they're also one of the least played civilizations. So it's difficult to know sometimes when you don't actually have that many people that play the civilization. But so what do you think Lakota, or if you're Germany and you like this, then what do you like doing? Do you like going cav heavy, or do you like going kind of expo pike heavy?
Most of the time you have to like try to scout and see what Lakota does early on. If they go for forward warheads, playing aggressive with infantry, then I'd most likely go for crossbow pike start and see from there what I do. If I see a stable in base, then same thing. I'm gonna start with the racks most of the time in my base and try to go for a quick semi. But with versus like forward warhead stuff, then I think you have to play way longer H2 as Germany.
Interesting. So no matter what, almost you're gonna try and get some expo pike stuff out.
I think you have to. If you see a stable start, even like you can't go Ulans, otherwise, well, Bull Rider start just gonna break you. And but yeah, it's about like for Germany finding the balance between surviving H2 and trying to get us to the H3 as fast as possible. And well, Black Riders are extremely good against Lakota overall as well.
Yeah, that's right. I'm interested to see how Ungurs is going to play this, because I've actually played Ungurs Lakota a couple of times, I believe. I've seen him do quite infantry heavy type builds. I've seen him do some rushes before, so he definitely knows how to do that. He obviously knows how to do some kind of heavy cav orientated builds as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Lakota are going to be doing here. I think Lakota have gone through quite a lot of change over the last however many patches, and it's quite difficult to keep track of them and understand, are they an infantry civ now? Are they still a cav civ? But yeah, considering that, again, not a lot of people actually main that civilization. I can name maybe 1 or 2, like Keister, and, that's about it. So yeah, it's always a surprise. So yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how Ungurs plays this out. I think Julian's going to play this pretty standard, and like you said, he's going to try and adapt what Ungurs is going to be doing.
Yeah, Julian lost a lot of HP on his Explorer. And Ungurs be like, oh, well, you just killed my blowgunner, I'm gonna get another one. See you in a bit. And but yeah, as you mentioned, it's hard to say if Lakota is an infantry civ or cav civ anymore. Obviously, their cav is super strong, but their H2 infantry is really cheap and pretty good overall. So I think like H2 Lakota is like most oriented with infantry. And once you get into that fortress age and you get access to better text, and like X Riders are really strong rifle riders as well. So
yeah, cool. So aging up with the chief. Let's have a look. Still no sign really of what he's going to be doing. We do see a TP for Ungurs, which I think is probably pretty standard for Lakota. Just running around the map. Got obviously the fastest scout in the game, so he's going to be able to see what Germany are going to be doing pretty easily.
Yeah, for sure. One thing with Lakota is it's pretty easy to scout. You have the fastest hero in the game, and you also got Treasure Guardian, which you can convert sometimes. So. And Ungurs is actively looking for JulianK hero, which he did, so he's denying any potential for the training post for Germany. So what do we see from German? Church in base, yeah. Okay, he's giving up to the trading post because he knows he can't get it up. And he will go with the church.
You said it, not me. Confirmed Ig said Julian can't get it up. That's what he said, not me, chat.
God
Right?
damn it. They got me. Mom, they got me.
Anyways, not to turn this too sour. We've got the church and base. We've got in base barracks as well. And it's going to be starting off with some pikes, which I think doesn't see what Ungurs is doing. He doesn't see a forward base, but I think starting off 5 pikes is pretty safe.
It is the safest way. You want to have something to defend against full X-Riders, just in case Lakota goes for it. Even though Ungurs doesn't here, and even if they don't, then you have the pikes for later on, which you will definitely need.
What was that card that he's sending?
It's a Great Hunter, I think. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. From what I can remember, it's actually a really good card.
Yeah, but I think it's been changed recently. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. So the way it works, before it was just like a gathering bonus, like it was like 20%. But now, the later you send that, the more food you get with it as well.
That's right. So I was quite surprised why he sent that first, but I mean, it's still a good card to send regardless of, the extra bonus food that it gives you. So, given that extra, 200 food that he got from it. Obviously going for some eco build here. It's going to be good. 5 Axe Riders come out.
Yeah, and decision already to be made for Ungurs. So do you want to save his trading post and fight the pikes, or does he escort his Wild Tower forward? And I think he has to go with the safe option here and escort those. Where is JulianK? Yeah, he's got some Ulans patrolling around. Oh god, I hope there's no more pikes for Julian here. Nope.
Don't know if you saw that Axe Rider Ulan fight there, but oh my god, these guys just constantly looking on the minimap. There's such a quick reaction to run the Ulans away. Pipemen are going to take that TV down, but they're kind of out of position. I think Ungurs is going to be quite happy with that.
Yeah.
Just completely out of the way.
Not too sure about Julian's decision here. Looks like he's trying to gather for a knee job, but he's still quite far from it. And on the other hand, Ungurs looking like he's gonna go for a timing now. Yeah, he's hiding Bow Riders. He's got 2 forward Wahat now, 700 wood, so he's gonna be spamming a lot of units from those. And I think the timing from the Lakota player is gonna hurt Germany a lot here.
Yeah, and Julian doesn't see this. Julian sees an in-base stable. He probably realizes that he's going to be doing some eco play. He doesn't see those 2 Warhut Travois, right? So he doesn't know that he's now in the middle of the map, massing units. So I think he feels like he's quite safe trying to do some fast fortress stuff now by going into Fortress Age. But lo and behold, yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to see some club warriors coming in and clubbing these guys to death here and sieging some buildings down before he manages to get into Age 3. So
just like Hazza in London. Anyway. Yeah, I think...
Do we go there?
I think JulianK is gonna get away with his H-up overall. Ungurs not taking enough risks. He's gonna push now. I feel like slightly too late, and he's not sure about like the German mass. So he's gonna wait for this batch of Obsidian Bowmen and time to go, I guess. But yeah, Julian is gonna be Fortress anytime soon. Ungurs needs to deny that stable at all costs, I think, and yeah, he will be able to. Oh, so many
almost
units.
Perfect timing as well, because almost getting fully built, and that's exactly what you want to do, because that denies as much wood as possible. Julian is going to have 200 on the dot, though, so he can rebuild that stable, but this time is pretty nice, and War Wagons are coming in. I feel like if Ungurs just makes Club Warriors right now, just spamming in Club Warriors into the base here, I think he's going to be in a really good position. There's not that many crossbows.
Actually, but clubs could work as well.
Yeah,
just want to surround the TC and catch the War Wagons. But oh, this spamming is not great for the Settler Wagons. He might lose one.
Oh, and there's only 5 pikemen. If he can take those down pretty quickly. The Club Warriors are acting as cav right now as well. This is looking really good. But is he going to survive
for the War Wagons as well, which is really nice for Lakota. He's going to clean all the boats, but is it going to be enough? What's the follow-up for Ungurs? He's trying to age. I think he could have committed a bit more to that. Now the War Wagons are going to be very tough to kill for Lakota.
definitely agree. I feel like, you know, he could have had another probably 5 axe riders and 10 extra club warriors in there as well.
Yeah.
And that could have sealed the deal. Instead, like you said, he's decided to age up, probably play a bit safer, and that could cost him, because now he's going to be able to mass those war wagons, and that's now going to give Julian an opportunity to get back into this game. I don't actually think he killed that many villagers. I think those settler wagons definitely survived. But he did clean up the mass, so he stopped some tempo from Julian. The question is Ungurs going to have enough tempo himself?
He killed the village here. All the settler wagons here are full HP, so he must have killed one. Yeah, there's 7 total, should have 8. So yeah, he did some damage. The stable went down. He killed a few houses, cleaned up the German H2 army, which is... yeah, I think it's enough for Lakota, right? Now he's aging pretty safely. I don't think Germany can punish this fort base just yet. So yeah, I think Ungurs is a reasonable spot here.
Yeah, definitely. His scores are quite similar as well, and I think it's fair to say that Lakota are one of those civilizations that tend to underscore somewhat. So I think the scores are looking quite good for Ungurs. Obviously, he's going to age up now as well. He's going to have a shipment very shortly, and that's going to add to his score. So yeah, I think he's looking pretty good as well. But you know, this is Germany, and the German pain train is you know, probably worse than Spain's, and all of these shipments are going to be coming in right now. The 9 Uhlans, the 8 Skirms, the settler, just everything's coming in right now, and it just needs to be able to survive this onslaught that's going to be coming from Germany. If he can do that, I think he's going to be okay.
I don't think this onslaught is coming though, because well, Germany doesn't have a trading post. Never had. He's on the church. So his shipment progression is not that good. He just built that stable, and now he's investing into veterancy on his Uhlans as well. So yeah, right now he's got a mass skirm. Well, he trained 5 and shipped 8, of course, but he's got 3 war wagon as anti-cav, and I don't think German can ever push out here.
He's got to push out into 2 war huts as well, when these things don't tickle.
Jeez, greedy boy.
Wow. Ungurs in the final, the championship, ESOC championships, it's 2-2, and he's shipping Eco in age 3.
Well, no, Lakota can't push either.
Yeah.
So we get a stalemate. Yeah.
But he does still have that in-base stable, so you know he does have. Will always have that ability to make units. And to be honest with you, I don't think it matters what units they can make. All of the units from Lakota tend to be quite good, apart from their skirmishers. So yeah. Again, score's pretty close. I think this is looking pretty good for Ungurs. And like you said, the XP curvature from Germany isn't as good as it should be, because he played it very safe and got that church early on.
He's
church is still alive.
Yeah, he's just waiting for the shipment and the resources. And yeah, he's making so many skirms. I mean, he has to go Black Riders, right? If he goes Jaggers, that's insane. To just go blindly full skirms against Lakota. Yeah, no, Black Riders it is, obviously. Although Ungurs likes to make a lot of Wakinas as Lakota usually. He's currently got 15 on the field. And his eco is no joke with Great Hunter and 40 Veals now.
40 Veals, wow, yeah. And maybe we'll see that Lakota soldier. I'm an oldie, so I still call them dog soldiers. Big button at some point as well. The longer the game goes on, the more that's going to be ticking up and up and up. And with that Great Hunter, you know, it's going to be relatively easy to be able to get the food to be able to push that big button. So
very smart. Leaving the club, that won't be very helpful in H3 fights anymore. Just leaving them to defend versus like 2 or 3 Uhlans, right? He's gonna spot his gold mine. Where is Chulin? You have to be very careful here, Ungurs. Yeah, it's not the time to get caught and lose your entire cavalry mass. And
got a flashback there.
Oh, it happened to me a billion times.
Yeah. It happened to everyone. Everyone was getting a flashback there. Yeah.
What do we have here? Some villagers.
Nom nom nom. Oh crap.
Oh crap. Oh my units. Oh god.
Forgot about that. Yeah. Right, looks like Germany's going to be pushing in now. He wants to find his timing. He's got to push in against those war huts, though. So that's going to give a nice advantage to Ungurs.
5 Axe Riders, batch of 5, and 6 Wakinas from the war huts as well. Yeah, I mean, this composition is very good for Germany as well, but yeah, Ungurs just have much more ranged infantry here, and I don't know who wins this fight, honestly. It's very close.
No, it's pretty close. I'm not sure Ungurs needs to push out too crazy, though. I don't know if he needs to be too aggressive here. I mean, he wants to fight. He wants to contain, and he could fight with his 2 war huts as well. Surely that's where his advantage is here. Taking the map control, fighting with his 2 war huts. I think he's risking it here. I think he's risking it very heavily by pushing in 2 base, because that's what Julian wants. Julian definitely wants to bait him in.
Yeah, he can still, like, you know, like, make backfit of Joaquinas versus what he saw, because that was mostly skirms and Black Riders, and wait for cavalry combat before taking a fight. I think he's very close to that shipment. At this point, you probably think that Germany is on very far gold mines. They're probably running out, so he has to be here or on the other side. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's like 900 left on that one, and this one should be dead. Yeah, 500 left, so yeah. Ungurs doesn't have to do much here. It's Germany on the timer, I think, and 9 on the way. So huge cap switch. And what is Ungurs doing? Making a lot of Axe Riders. He's got 11 already. 11 Bull Riders as well, and a lot of Joaquinas, 34.
I'm actually getting nervous. You know, like before you go on like a Alton Towers ride or something like that, and you start getting a bit nervous. I'm actually getting nervous about this fight. This is building up and up and up, and I can't wait to see how this goes down. I literally have no idea who's going to win this.
And JulianK is ready to go in, and Ungurs is not, because he's got cavalry combat on the way. But I think JulianK is going to force a fight just before that.
So many Ulons. Oh my goodness me, but the pathing because of the war huts.
Oh god.
And
TP is being built. Oh, the Ulons on top of the Joaquinas.
No, but the Ulons are going to go down, but at what cost? I think, yeah, the skirmishers maybe just figuring it out there somehow. The pathing is terrible. Oh my goodness me, he has got a TP up as well.
Yeah, I think that's a cleanup for Lakota. Wardens as well. Not sure how many vills, 15%, so maximum vills on the pit. No, 15 of them.
And like I said, that's exactly what he needed to do. In actual fact, Ungurs baited Julian in between, just behind those 2 war huts. Made the pathing a bit dodgy, although it kind of worked out well for Julian.
Yeah.
Those 2 war huts were doing some work. That's where his reinforcements coming in. That's where he wanted to fight, and that's where the GG is. Really great game. Wow.
Yeah.
I actually thought for a second that was going to go well for Julian. Wow, I'm surprised that
I think
Ungurs
he took
that as well as he did.
Slightly too much damage in transition to Fortress, and yeah, Germany without trading posts is not that good. Sure, they have good units, sure they have good shipments, but they don't get them that fast, and they don't have that, you know, like taking a huge fight into snowballing with the reinforcing shipment anymore because of that. So yeah, well played.
Really well played
by Ungurs. Yeah.
by Ungurs. And coming in clutch with that eco card that he sent, first card I believe in H2, the Great Hunter card. You know, definitely came in clutch for him there. You know, got it for at the very near beginning of the game, and yeah, just really paid off for him.
Yeah, even like Idvios, good card.
Yeah, and I can't say I've seen that build order before. Actually can't say I've seen that build order before. So, you know, using those 2 Travois as well, War Hut Travois as well. Yeah, really nice build there by Lakota. Don't get to see them very often, and the fact that we got to see it in the grand finals of the ESOC Summer Championship was really cool to see. Well played.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit slow because you go for an eco card into like 2 war huts, so it takes time before you set up everything. But when you deny Germany their training post, they invested into some H2 units as well to, you know, like defend and kill your own training post. Then suddenly they're quite late to reach the Fortress Age. I'm sure if we look at the line, 8:30, yeah, it's slightly late considering you train like 5 bikes, 5 bows, or slightly more than that. And yeah, Ungurs was able to punish it.
GG, well played. 3-2 to Ungurs.
Yeah, so it's going to be match point for Ungurs now. Pressure again back on Julian. He managed to come back once. Can he come back again?
Indeed. And game 6 has started. And it's going to be Julian playing Brits versus Ungurs playing Haudenosaunee.
Oh, that's a good matchup. Love it.
Haudenaise.
Houdenaise, yeah. That's the special sauce.
Where did who had the emote for that? There was definitely a mayonnaise type
Yeah,
emote
that was
there.
Saucy Drongo, yeah.
That was so good, man. I haven't seen that in ages.
Yeah, I miss Saucy Drongo sometimes. His streams were really entertaining.
Yeah.
So British versus Houdanaise or Haudenosaunee on Saguenay. That's gonna be very interesting. Let's have a quick look on the map intro video, and we'll talk about the matchup in detail.
Summer or winter, the legendary land of Saguenay offers diverse opportunities. Constructing defences on the islands in the sea and on the coast will help control the ocean. But do not ignore the land. Here, you'll find a trade route that can take variable positions, but will always cross the map through its centre, while the Cree settlements can form a strong economic option.
Love that video. It's really well done. And here we are on Winter Saguenay this time.
Winter Saguenay.
Maybe the last game of these grand finals between JulianK and Ungurs, or are we gonna go into game number 7 in this best of 7? We're about to see. British versus Haudenosaunee.
This is going to be a cracker. So everything to play for now. Julian knows he has to win this game. Otherwise, he is out. Ungurs would be the victor. And if you know anything about Julian, he definitely wants to take this. So we've got Haudenosaunee versus Brits. This is going to... I actually feel like this is a good map for Haudenosaunee. They've obviously got the water option.
With this spawn, yeah, it's really good for Haudenosaunee. This TP line should be converted into stagecoach if Haudenosaunee wants to go for it. Yeah, dock start is also a thing, but doesn't look like Ungurs is going for it. Easy. Yeah, he's just gonna... No, not building a house. I don't know. Quite confused the farm maybe, but then you need to place it early to get the XP.
Yeah, what is he doing?
It has to be farm, right? Or he keeps it for a Wahat or a stable in H2. But...
Imagine if we saw that. Wow.
Interesting. British went for 2 manas. Very standard. No market though.
I'm actually very confused by Ungurs. I'm interested in the journey that Travois is going to be taking. I want to see where it's going.
I think he's just scouting.
Yeah, he is just scouting with it. I wonder what he's going to build with it. Anyways, so yeah, pretty good map for Haudenosaunee, but we're not really sure what Ungurs is going to be doing with that. I don't think it's a bad map.
I think
for
that's Kevin's
Brits
build. I think he's got a build where he saves the Travois for H2 and goes for like Wahat stable forward. Oh, but big treasure contention here. Oh, and Julian is gonna steal it. That's huge. 100 wood. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah, that is huge. Absolutely huge, especially against Brits. Oh.
Okay, that's a weird spawn of this map. Or am I tripping? Yeah, I might be tripping. Usually, like it's more like a circle around the pond, you know. Here is like there's more land than there usually is, but maybe I'm just tripping.
Yeah, I think it's just that's the winter one. It does look a little bit like there's too much, but I think that's just because it's the winter Saguenay as opposed to the summer Saguenay. But so early age up coming in for Ungurs. Yeah, it looks like you said, he's going to be saving that for a war up by the looks of it. And
well, we'll see what he does with it. Yeah.
I mean, it could be used as a stable, right? As well, maybe.
Stable, double Wahat forwards. I'm not sure. It could be. Yeah, it has to be a military building. Obviously, just don't know which one yet, because he's gonna get 2 of them anyway. So, what is he aging with? With the chief? Okay, no wise woman. And what is JulianK doing here? Building more manors. Went for a market in transition. It doesn't. Yeah, he does have Gangso as well. Now he's scouting the shore. He wants to know if Ungurs went for a dock, and he's gonna realize that no, because the entire shore has been scouted for Julian.
I love that scouting pattern. Definitely wants to identify if there's any dock there, but nope, sees that there's not, so that's good. Probably knows then that means there's going to be a forward to Voy, right?
Well, if I see no dock, I'll be thinking that maybe Hadonoshoni went farm in H1 to get the upgrade, and you know, when you build that farm, you also get the XP early, so you can ship builds a bit faster. But
that's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe he thinks it could be a fast fortress. That is definitely something that I've seen plenty of Hadonoshoni's go for. So
no, that's forward stable. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think now he's gonna gather only food and use the wood crates to get like tomahawks and try and Kanye. What is JulianK doing? Barracks and base, starting with muskets. Okay.
It is. It's not even 5 minutes into the game yet, and Ungurs is, you know, he's flopping it out on the table. He's putting all his cards out there, and he's going full out. Probably tomahawk. Axe Riders, so
Julian should get some scouting information really soon now. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's the forward base. Kanye being trained.
And that is pretty intimidating. If you're Brits right now and you see that, you know, it's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, especially since you're training longbows early on. You don't want to get caught by the Kanye. And yeah, now he's shipping muskets as well. He's very scared about it.
And making pikemen. Yeah, definitely scared about that stable going down. Could be a bluff though, but I think he is making Kanye West. Wow, walling up again.
Oh yeah.
The Julian special. Julian does have the option of going for the natives as well, which can give you the CDBs. So there's still more eco options.
The wall's gonna go up.
Oh, just about.
Yeah, just about. And Ungurs can't go through. And he didn't get many information on the Lakota, on the British composition. Sorry, I think maybe he saw the longbows, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's now switching to stagecoach, which is probably what you should be doing when you see British turtling.
Yeah, he's not going all out. He's obviously doing some eco behind this, but I mean, the wall up from the Brits. I mean, how do you approach this now? You know, it's almost feels impossible to try and breach that. You know, the walls have gone up. His herds are where they want to be. He's obviously going to try and raid and try and find some stragglers out there. It doesn't look like he's going to find anything, but does he just try and go for full contain at this point?
I've had games in the past where, you know, with like water starts, if you kept booming, you know, with the fishing boats and it wasn't contested, then you could play full H2 against British, but I don't see that working out here. On the other hand, he has to stage too to secure that stagecoach for a while, I think, because, you know, British could be pushing anytime soon now.
Love that manor house that's all the way at the bottom right of the screen as well. Just perfect anti-raiding line of sight. So really nice manor placement there by Julian. He's now just got down a stable. Going to be shipping 700 coin, and that's obviously going to be for Hussar production. He's making more pikemen. I think he's just trying to make a mix and match of everything. He obviously sees the war hut. He's only seen some Kanye West come out on the field right now, so I think he's a little bit confused as to what to make. He looks like he's going more longbow pike kind of composition, and then he's mixing in some Hussars now as well.
Yeah, right. He's just mine enough coin to cure Hussar. We'll finish that batch with the 700 coin, and he's making pace because, well, he needs anti-cav, but he also needs siege, I think. And once he gets the full batch of huts, he's gonna feel way safer regarding raids, and probably can right click soon. But looks like Ungurs, he's staying H2, no intention to H right there, and that's some huge reinforcements there. I like this because shipped, and he's raiding with 4 as well.
I like this because I think Julian's getting ready to make his move, and he's going to be ready to push very shortly. And I think Julian probably thinks that Ungurs is going to be going for the fortress because all he's seen is raiding 5 or 4 Kanye West. So he hasn't seen any other type of unit, I believe. And so he's going to definitely, I feel like, make a push here because he feels like he's going to try and catch Ungurs out whilst he's going to the edge. But in actual fact, Ungurs is staying H2, so The longer that Julian waits, the better it's going to be, and I think Julian's going to be surprised here with this H2 mass.
Yeah, well, I think Julian is gonna send a military unit shipment here, probably 6 longbows, yeah, and just make Cav and pikemen. And I hope for Ungurs that he's going for conservative tactics behind it. No, he's got 20 canny on the field.
So many Cav. Wow.
That's
making a statement.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Now he's got intel on what Julian is doing. He's gonna see the entire army. Knows there's like 10
he needs that big button as well.
Yeah, he will pop the big button.
Tomahawks.
He's shipping hyenas, yeah. I guess that's the right call.
Now
big
Julian's
button.
gonna see this huge mass of cav that's coming in.
Yeah,
Decent amount of pikes though. He needs a way to deal with those pikemen, and that pathing was okay.
It's
It kind of stuck for a
for
second.
the Shani, I think.
Yeah, now the Tomahawks are getting involved, and that's going to deny the pikemen and the cavalry. And that's so many cav, I can't believe it. The AN is in the back are picking off the pikemen as well. And if enough Kanye West can survive here, this is
gonna be it. I think Ungurs has done it.
Oh my god.
And the AN is in the back. They're gonna
AN's
clean all the
popping out.
longbows as well.
Oh my god, Ungurs up and score. There's still so many cav left. And like I said, Julian, he's definitely going to be surprised by the H2 mass. And he thought he was going for the Fortress Age, but he just got caught with his trousers down there. That was a huge mass. Very nice.
Yeah, really nice. So obviously it's not over, but now it's looking better than ever for Ungurs here. He's got so many units remaining as well. And what JulianK just resigned. Yeah, he knows that there's nothing else he can do at this point. And ladies and gentlemen, Ungurs is going to be ESOC Summer Championship champion.
Most improved player of 2023 and 2022. Mr. Ungurs taking the ESOC Summer Championships. What a beast, and what a crazy... That was a really great, just a very solid, entertaining series. Julian versus Ungurs, basically the two best players in the game right now. Actually quite surprised by Ungurs and him taking that. Not convincingly, but, you know, the first two games are really comfortable, and, yeah, just Julian took another 2 games, but... crazy. And some builds that we haven't seen before either. I know Lakota, I was pleasantly surprised. You know, Ungurs did some crazy Shone build there as well. Yeah, absolutely cracking that. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, so did I. And yeah, I mean, it's probably the best series we've seen from Ungurs ever, I want to say. I mean, like, that was the most convincing for me.
Yeah.
Really solid play overall. And yeah, maybe not Julian's greatest day today, but yeah, still a solid performance overall. 4-2 is nothing to be ashamed of, obviously. But yeah, once again, congrats to Ungurs for taking this series with a very impressive play today.
Very phenomenal play. Well played to both of these guys. I think they both win some prize money, right? Ungurs obviously going to be able to have the banter now in every Twitch chat that we see. Every time Julian pops up, Ungurs is going to be able to go, pipe down, I know better than you. And he's going to be happy with that. But yeah, Julian putting up a really good fight. And yeah, absolutely thoroughly enjoyed that. I think my favorite game was probably the Lakota versus Germany and the anticipation before that big fight. So that was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, right. The build was spot on, the execution as well. And even though I thought like Ungurs would be in trouble fighting before cap combat, then the positioning plus the Wahuts and the last minute TP being built next to his units as well, just yeah, did a really good job for him.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal series. Phenomenal play by both of these guys. Phenomenal casting by yourself, Giggs. You are the main caster, and you was doing all the bits. I was just here for the ride, coasting along. And so shout out to Giggs. Thank you very much for casting that. It was brilliant, mate.
Yeah, thanks to you for jumping in and helping me for these finals. Really enjoy it, obviously. I'd like to thank everybody who's contributing into these tournaments, for the players to have the patience to with scheduling and the formats. I know like everything has not been perfect, but yeah, we try the best to provide you guys the best experience possible. And yeah, I hope we'll be able to produce even better quality content for the next tournament, because I get some news about that. Do you want to hear a little more about it?
I certainly know I do.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can just tell me in private, Gigs. Don't worry. We don't have to tell the chat. You can just tell me in private.
Okay. How much you want to pay me? But don't mention it. Like I'm not supposed to tell you. You know.
I'll slip a 20. All right. That's plenty of baguettes. I'll order you some baguettes.
Come on. I would have given it to you for a tenner.
Go on, let's hear it.
Okay. So next tournament will start most likely, dates to be confirmed, late November. And it's going to be a legacy tournament for all our fellow legacy enjoyers. We're gonna deviate slightly from definitive edition content for the time of a tournament and go for a legacy rule set this time. And yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We'll make sure to write the best rules possible and improve the schedule timing this time.
There you have it. There you have it, guys. You got it first, and we're going to see some legacies. I just know there's so many people now, just a massive sigh of relief. I bet they can't wait for that because
this I like a lot. This I like a lot.
Even Haz is piping up here.
This I like a lot.
It might actually be a tournament that Haz signs up to. So
yeah, who knows? Who knows? Hopefully, this brings some old, really good players back as well. Because you know, for some of them, just a couple games is all they need to get back in a good shape. So
definitely.
So yeah, stay tuned. Check forums, check ESOC Discord. Obviously, we'll make some announcements once we got more information about it. At this stage, we're still like drafting technical subtleties about it, and yeah, keep you informed once you get more news.
Oh, Gigs, that's absolutely brilliant. I've put in a raid for Shake, if that's okay. I don't think he's the only one streaming at the moment. So, yeah, Gigs, thanks again. Thanks to all of ESOC as well, all the guys behind the scenes like Josh and all that sort of stuff, all you guys that run it. That was an absolutely great grand final. So, I hope you all guys. I think we had a lot of viewers in there as well. So, I think everyone really thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, I hope so. That was the entire point of this tournament. Hope you had the best viewer experience possible, and thanks a lot for the support, guys, for all the subs during the entire tournament. Just by watching, you're supporting us a lot, putting more prize pool in the future tournament as well, hopefully, and yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Thanks all for watching. Really appreciate that. I've got nothing more to say, so I think we'll leave it there and go and enjoy Shake's every bi-monthly Twitch stream. So cheers, boys. Catch you later.
Have a good one. Bye bye.